Hello everybody, and welcome, or should I say, welcome back to Scarlet Hollow, The Roads Untraveled. I have actually played this game before, a couple years ago when episode 4 dropped, but since the recent update to episode 1 and 2 and various scatterings of extra dialogue, updated artworks with the latest episodes, I have been dying to revisit this. And now I have the perfect opportunity to. For those of you who don't know, Scarlet Hollow is a horror visual novel with some very rich storytelling, with some compelling mysteries, compelling characters, and even some romanceables. You can actually romance some characters with all various personalities, shall we say. As this is horror, I do recommend checking out the BlackTabbyGames website. They have a list of warnings for each of the episodes, in case you need them, because there are plenty of them. There's plenty of disturbing stuff in here. But if you like disturbing stuff, I'm sure you are going to enjoy this as much as I do. So, I thought, considering this isn't going to be my canon playthrough, I'm going to go the extra mile and actually make this hardcore mode, so that way we can get all 3 traits. Every trait in Scarlet Hollow provides an opportunity to avoid making a game-defining sacrifice. Hardcore mode removes these opportunities, but you'll be able to select a 3rd trait. Even with your new abilities, this is the darkest world state. By clicking continue, you agree to suffer. Because we will all suffer together, and I will make everyone suffer with me. For the character name, I'm just gonna use the same character name. It's gonna be Demetra from all various universes. City of... I actually don't know what the name of the city was. Let me make up something really quickly. Sure, live in the city of Lillian. The first thing that came to my head. We are female. Okay, so for the traits, we get to choose 3, whereas normally you only choose 2. So, I think mystical is I think it's a given for hardcore mode especially. And then streets, I really like street smart. I think I'll go with street smart as well. For mystical, strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Street smart, good at lying and hard to lie to. Fast talker, you can read people and read the room. No door can hold you. Let's see, the last one... On my canon playthrough, I had hot and keen eye. So I'd like to do a little bit... I'd like to have a little something different this time. You know what? I think to be the ultimate eccentric person, the eccentric stranger that people will be weirded out by, that they'd want to avoid me, but can't. I think we should go with these 3 options. Yeah, let's go with these 3. Only good things will come of this. And also, because this is our doomed playthrough, where everything goes wrong, we won't be able to save anyone, we're also going to be romancing Wayne as our love interest. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awaken again, and still exhausted. For a moment you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, The 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Perlan's Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made, because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. Worst decision of our lives. So, anyway, as I was saying... I've not missed him. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure if he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Feign an illness. Sure, let's be dramatic. You begin to cough, and your eyes start to water on command. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. I'm contagious. Oh, are you sick? That's alright, I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you've got. I'm sick all the time. Gotta keep my immune system on its toes, you know? So, this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she's gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad, and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend later after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. About 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and jeez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? I kind of feel like killing someone right now. Funny you should mention that. Why are you telling me this? Why are you talking to me? Stop trying to get a rise out of me. Stop it. Stop what? Whatever it is you think you're doing right now, you know what I'm talking about. This whole corner a stranger on the bus and try to make them uncomfortable act. I'm not playing along. Alright. Maybe I never really wanted to kill her, even if I threatened it a little bit. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyways, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Hey, driver, how much longer to the next stop? Like 5 minutes? Maybe? I'm having to pick these street smart options because they're quite funny. Hey, driver, how much longer to the next stop? 10 minutes. Everything alright back there? Everything's fine. You don't have to bring the driver into this. We're just chatting. We're pals. Look, fatherhood is just scary. That's all. Plus, her mum is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mum doesn't like me much, so I probably just make things super stressful. She'll understand. She's chill. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. And I won't. Home, I think. I've never been, but I felt it like a call at the back of my mind for as long as I can remember. Some things can only be put off for so long. I love the mystical trait. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to be uncomfortable, before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Hollow, as they call it in the mountains. He wasn't put off by my ominousness. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now, though, actually, I had a couple buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up there in the hollow, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are. Thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now. Now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die! I wonder about that. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're ball peanuts! I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. How long have you been watching me? That's somebody else's job, right? Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. What makes you think I do? Screw you, and screw your peanuts. I'll say that in my head. You put your hand up to say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal. Assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. I don't know where they've been. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. Lovely. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Quick, bus driver, go, 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 go. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. It begins. Arrives Monday. Departs Monday. Okay. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you in this place behind. What does he know that I don't? Hey, Demetra. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Looks like somebody needs a hug. Hey, Tabitha. Let's match her energy for a bit. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. Bus. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Oh, this is new. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilizations are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. I do need to remember that. How are you holding up? Fine. Phew. Well, that's good then. Yeah, let's jump straight in. You don't have to hide how you're feeling around me. We're family, even if we just met. She sighs a particularly heavy sigh. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. Really. I don't know about this one. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep. Like I told you. Since I'm here, do you need any help planning? I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mum to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Ouch. You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Perlan and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. I love the dramaticness. Let's see. You sound like my mother right now. She hated this side of the family so much. You don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. Nope, she was not impressed. And she chose to leave. Yep, not impressed. I will sit in silence now. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Barely hanging on. Wow. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded mystery you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it, perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Well, it is definitely in the process of rotting. Yep. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Like the style, though. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. That's a hazard. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen, and hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Cool, thanks. So you live here? Here? You live here? Can't you afford to fix this dump? Wow, okay. It's beautiful! I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. You're lying through your teeth, but Tabitha doesn't need to know that. In fact, not only does she not need to know that, but she won't know. Ever. You're a very good liar. It is. The estate was the prized jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we take our tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name's Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings with peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Someone cleans this place? It's nice. It's a kitchen. Is there someone in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Darn. General store? How very folksy. Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. Alright, what's next? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. That look. Approach! Don't try to pet Frou-Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parle pas. Why do I ever bother? Sorry, I don't speak French. I'm sorry, little lady. Je ne parle français. Of course, how typically American. I shall debase myself by speaking your tongue. But only so that I might insult you directly to your face, you uncultured swine. Haha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. Okay, that face. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Yet. Yet. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Oh. I just want you to really see this. This would drive me nuts. This would drive me bonkers. It is a wretched bathroom. Yep. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. What a wonderful bathroom! Even I can't lie about that. Who exactly uses this bathroom? What did they do to it? Guests. Which you are. Are you sure this toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. But it's so crusty. It's fine. Don't be so dramatic. That is literally most of my character. Oh, yeah. Scrap, fellas, the jig is up! Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Might as well. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good place as any. Do what you must to rejoin your cousin out in the hall. You never know. You never know when we'll get the opportunity, I guess. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Jenny wash them last week. I had to endure a half-an-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. Ooh, and a unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died in here. Oh. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. What a dump. I hate it. Mildly dusty, just mildly. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously people have died here. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that. This is incredible! How'd you know how much I love cherubs? That chest is to die for. I'm surprised to see that you have discerning taste. Every last piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. Who used to sleep here? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. And this is where I will sleep permanently. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. We'll open additional paths, some right away, others down the line. Where are you going? Wait, where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mum. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate if you didn't keep me for long. Can I watch? I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Oh, okay. Can I come watch? What? No! The mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. God, boss. That's kind of sad. Don't you ever think about things you could be doing with your life that might give you a better sense of purpose than running a coal mine? Some of us don't have the luxury of choice, Demetra. Some of us had to stick around to keep the family business from crumbling, to keep this town from crumbling. Some of us had to temper our expectations for how our lives were going to go. There's a simple satisfaction to getting a task done, and that's all I need. Do whatever it is you want to do while I'm gone. Just don't do anything dumb or dangerous. Well, that's out the window. Not while I'm responsible for you. Maybe I should challenge her. Did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry. I've been testy since you've got here. You've been an acceptable guest. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. I've been acceptable. Please, just stand off my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. Okay. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. First, food. First and foremost. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. To be fair, that looks nice. That looks nice. I would snack on those. I have no idea what they are, though. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. No, actually, first, cat. Hi, Frou-Frou. Frou-Frou hisses at you as you draw near and remains firmly in place. You might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Why? Can you tell me about Tabitha? What can you tell me about my cousin? This is the first time I've met her. Spare me your life story. Tabitha at least knows not to bother me. Can you tell me about my aunt? Can you tell me about Palan? I never knew my aunt. She's dead. I don't waste my time on corpses. That is so funny in context here. Alright, let's leave her alone. You back away from Frou-Frou, trying not to make any sudden movements. It's good to see that you've finally learned your place. Next time. Next time. Frou-Frou's eyes remain fixed on you with palpable disdain. Soon. Soon. Okay, now I can search on food. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Salmon old takeout. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? About this, to be honest. This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. This substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back. Yeah, let's do that. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep, primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Check mayonnaise. You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar, its label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. That character is probably a grown-up by now. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. Just get the jelly. Let's just get the jelly and get out. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. It was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. But I close this fridge and keep looking. Lest anything jumps out and scurries away from that fridge. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Take bread. I will take bread. Pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer to a satisfying snack. Just, you know, casual dead mouse. Okay, nothing else. Just dead mouse. Take the peanut butter. The king of nut butters. And only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Extra protein. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. We'll be good, we'll be good. We won't touch anything. That's for another playthrough. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a knife. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. First, I must snoop. Examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, NC. So your aunt and cousin actually travelled sometimes, even if it was only for a few hours from the estate. Maybe you could route your return trip through Blowing Rock. Might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Examine the shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Perlan, so this wasn't from her 50th. Who's Deb? Will we meet Deb? Will we ever know a Deb? From the few stories you've heard from your mum, Perlan wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at her birthday parties. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Make that PB&J! Despite the state of the horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself! A job well done. That does look good. That does look good. All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. Like basically everything you make in the kitchen. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I always love baking, because it does take me about 3 to 4 hours to bake something. And then, yeah, it is just gone. It's just gone in 5 minutes. But it is so worth it. Check out the garden. Yep, that is a garden. Will we ever try the swing, do you think? I hope we can. I hope at some point we can go on the swing. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Exactly. Ooh. I hope we get to go there as well. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Oh, we're done. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll get to go there in episode 5. I hope so. Seems like a good place to get some more lore. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Alright, we're done. You've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? You know what, let's do it. Investigate the forbidden wings of the estate. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going to the forbidden wings of the estate. Wonder who that is. Except for the locks and chains seeing them shut. An insurmountable obstacle for most, but a mild inconvenience for you. I'm sneaky. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. Forbidden wings are yours to explore. Nope, we're going in. We're going in. Wow, that is... yeah. That is not safe. You can see why your cousin warned you against coming here. Yeah, it's clear that the chaos of nature is doing its best to reclaim its place. Years of detritus had piled here like gathering leaves, and the tiled floor has been torn apart, destroying the order that once made this place beautiful. The piano you heard from outside the ballroom has grown louder. Wherever it is, it's nearby. Maybe it's just a self-playing model, or maybe you aren't as alone here as you thought. It's a very pretty piano. Examine the painting covering the far wall. You make your way over to the painting covering the far wall. It's a family tree. Angry scratches cover the space where your mother should be. True. So we are not even on there. We are not even considered a Scarlet, I guess, at this point. Interesting. Figure out where the piano is coming from. As far as you can tell, there are 3 exits to the ballroom. There is, of course, the door you came through, and on your far right is a door beyond a broken floor, a dead end. Across the room from where you entered is the 3rd and final exit, a glass doorway you can barely make out behind a pile of broken furniture. You move to investigate it more closely. Yep, there's no way I'm getting through that. As you approach, the playing grows clearer. Without a doubt, the piano is behind this door. Do you think we could fit there, actually? Do you think if we could just crouch down and get as small as possible, we could just squeeze through that little area? Try to clear the furniture blocking the doorway. Though you try with all of your might, it's just too heavy for you to do anything more than budget. Foiled. Foiled. I guess we're done here. You return to the entrance of the sealed wing and carefully reattach the locks. They'll never know. After what you've seen and heard in the ballroom, you weigh how much longer you should even stay in the estate on your own. Settle in your room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Put your spare clothes in the dresser. Oh! You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Hey, buddy! Afraid! Hey, friend, I don't hurt. Afraid! Aw, what's your name, little guy? I'm Demetra. Dustin! What are you doing in my drawers? Warm, dark. Cutie. There was a piano playing in the Forbidden Wings. Do you know who or what was playing it? Dustin shivers. Bad place. Not safe. Dustin no visit. Why? I want to know why. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Her land died. Only one human lives here. Destin not good with names. 2 human live here. Can you tell me about the humans who live here? 1 human sad. 1 human scary. Interesting. The sad human. Can you tell me about the sad human? Cries. Give Destin bad sleeps. The scary human. Always watches. Eyes hateful. Hmm. Never mind. Thanks for the help, Dustin. Okay. It's so cute. Okay. Fashion your clothes into a nest. You poor thing. You look cold in there. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, rearranging them into a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth, somewhat more at ease than before, and looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. Oh. You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. Probably... check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of the closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Lore! Decades of lore! Let me at it! Pick up the doll. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, Property of Alexandria. No need to carry this around with you. Close the closet behind you. Just watch. Just wait. That doll is gonna be some kind of lucky charm or something we'll need to keep the horrors away or something. I am very intrigued how that doll is gonna come into place. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which, of course, would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. Examine the painting. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates in the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you should ask Tabitha about this Maribel Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Alright, take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough a small cloud of dust rises from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything underneath, or beneath, them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Let's go to town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Heather to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. I'm surprised she didn't open the door and kick us out. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. It really is. I love this mountain shot. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, the windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Look at that face. Oh. Why, I do declare, who is this stranger? And why does she smell of peanut butter? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Excuse me, miss, I need to ignore you for the dog. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Demetra. My oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Demetra. That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. That was a little bit rude of me, to be fair. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I wouldn't be caught dead at a funeral. Yep. Yep. I just got into town today. Wow! I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath. One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me. I haven't seen her since Perlan passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. Oh, you know we gotta go ominous. Is alright. Is she always so, you know, Tabitha? I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so cute. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. I feel like whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. Just a mask she wears. I hope that's a metaphorical mask you're talking about. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's pretty small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you are staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the Frou-Frou. How does that monster fare? Yes, I've met her. Ignore Gretchen, let's tell her stuff your quirk. No, we're not hiding this. Like I say, if we are going to be this town's weirdo, we're taking it. Yeah, I've met Frou-Frou. She might think she's so much better than me, but I will get her to let me pet her, even if it's the last thing I do. one of my many submissions in this playthrough. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals, and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds like a southern belle when she talks, and I am butchering it. Yeah, of course you're joking. You and Stella maintain silent, awkward eye contact. Not saying nothing. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards. And do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Okay, so on my canon playthrough, I will be going with Stella. Well, I mean, I did go with Stella, but I still intend to go with Stella. But for this playthrough, we're gonna do something a little different. I think I'm just gonna wander for a while. Thanks for the offer, though. Well, at least I won't be smelling that feline stink all through our lovely meal. And I was so looking forward to having twice as many table scraps as usual. Oh, well, a dog can dream. Okay, if you're sure. You're missing out, though. But I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Don't be a stranger. The two continue on their way up the road, leaving you to your business. Alright, we get to meet new people. Go to the general store. Well, look who it is! You wander into the quaint little general store. The country ambience clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter, who has been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. I get that a lot. Oh my god. She was clearly trying to say it quietly, but of course you heard her. You're the only two people here. Your reputation precedes you. That surprised look on her face is a look of recognition. And now she's frowning. There is also something about her that you recognize. A closeness of spirit that makes her feel familiar to you, despite the obvious fact that you've never met. Hey? Hey? That's curious. Well, bye. I guess I'll leave. Let's talk to her. Hi. Are you looking for something in particular? Point at her and say, a witch. You seem too cool to live here. I don't have any money. Wow. Do I be a little ominous here? Maybe not for the very first thing I say to her. Hi, I'm Demetra. I'm meeting everyone in town. Oh, sure. I'm Kanika. Thanks for giving me the chance to pretend I didn't recognize you immediately. You're probably gonna get that a lot. The recognizing, I mean. Everyone in this town is so friendly. I just met this Stella girl on the street and she offered to buy me a biscuit. Oh, you've already met Stella? Great, she's a much better welcoming committee than I am. You probably should have taken her up on that biscuit, though. Dinah makes them like you wouldn't believe. Those things spoil me on biscuits forever. Anything outside the hollow just doesn't measure up. So what do you think of Tabitha? So you know Stella? Oh yeah, I know Stella. We're the same age, which is a pretty big deal when you live in a town this size. We went to school together from K through 12. Tabitha was there too, a year ahead of us. Not that a year gives you any distance in a school that small. Anyway, Stella is probably the coolest person in town. She's a YouTuber, and she's getting pretty big too. You might have seen one of her videos if you're into creepy stuff. How did you know? It's mostly her running around in the woods looking for fake animals, which she doesn't find, but it's got a great found footage appeal to it. Even though I don't believe in that stuff, every episode she gets me wondering if this is the one where she finds something weird out there. So, what do you think of Tabitha? That depends. Are you guys friends? I don't know, she's been so mean to me. I take it you're not? Was I that obvious? We have a history. Lots of families in small towns like this wind up with a history. That's just how it goes. Plus, she's rude, so we usually try to avoid each other. She does her shopping online, and I don't have to keep crates of off-brand mac and cheese in the back for her. Everyone's happy. If I were you, I'd be careful getting too friendly with her, by the way. If you knew the kind of things she and Praland were always saying about you, I doubt you'd want to spend much time with her either. Well, now I'm curious. My aunt used to talk about me? What did she say? Do I really want to know? Yeah, I guess I do. That you and your mum were stuck-up city people who thought you knew better than... you were better than the town? That your mum was for having you out of wedlock? That it's good your mum left because she was going to drink away the family fortune? Did you just say anything? I never believed a word of it, because I heard that what she always said about my family too, and I knew nothing that came out of her mouth was worth anyone's time. I think most people in town knew that. However, Tabitha is not most people. I'm sure she believed it all. I don't envy you, having to spend the whole week with someone who thinks so poorly of you. And let's face it, in this playthrough, she probably will. She'll probably despise me. And she's just generally difficult to be around anyway. How'd you get away with fashion like that in a rural southern town? That feels... a bit dubious about that one. What do you think of Scarlet Hollow? Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to sound like a tour guide? If you want me to be the tour guide mode, it has nice trees in autumn. Though so does the rest of western North Carolina. I also say California. If you want my honest opinion, I think this town is rotting from the inside, and it's only a matter of time until it finally breathes its last. See, that's the kind of thing my character will say. But again, nice trees in autumn. I'm gonna trust that we're not saying this in a very specific way. How would you get away with fashion like that in a rural southern town? What, like they're gonna try me for witchcraft? Sure, I get weird looks sometimes. There are definitely some ladies in town who have it made it their job to save my soul. But there are way too many hippies in these hills for most people to be concerned about what I'm wearing. And my mum is Queen Hippie. So I'm probably the least witchy person I know. Everyone my mom talks to might as well be wearing a pointy hat and carrying a broom. What is there to do in town? I have a lot of time to kill. If you're looking for something exciting, you definitely came to the wrong place. The only restaurant we have in town is the diner. The only real place to hang out is probably the library. There's a gas station, what that's worth. And there's a bar, but it's not exactly a place you want to go. It's a dive that's always full of miners. I wonder if we're actually going to go to the bar. I'm pretty sure someone at the diner is throwing a party. They're throwing a party this weekend. In case you want to go to a weird house party with a bunch of strangers the day before a funeral. Pre-funeral party. If I were you, I would just wait out the week, read a book, and hope the days pass quickly. Then go back to your life and forget you were ever here. Sounds like you want me to leave, Kanika. Also, I really like these prints by local artists. I want to buy a print. And jewelry? Oh, please, can I buy a print, jewelry, and... in fact, all of these. Everything you're selling, I want it. No matter what tavern this is. It doesn't sound like you're very fond of this place. No, I'm not. I spent enough time here for a lifetime. But getting out is always easier said than done. You feel like the first normal person I've talked to. What? Stella doesn't seem normal to you? She's always felt like the most normal person I know. I won't fight you on Tabitha being weird, though. That girl has problems. Should probably buy something while I'm here. Oh, sure. Ooh. Let's go with ice cream. You quickly head to the fridges, grabbing the nearest frostbitten pint of ice cream before making your way to the register. We're unfortunately out of Hillbrook Creamery, in case brand loyalty runs in the family. I was hoping I could butter her up with a new pint. Is this the wrong one? I'm afraid so. We don't carry that weird stuff she eats anymore, not since she's stopped coming around to buy it. And we finally managed to sell off the last of it a couple years ago. Thank God. Oh, before I forget, how much do I owe you? $5. You hand Kanika a 5. As is custom, the ice cream is now yours. Fare thee well, fair maiden. It was nice chatting. I'll get out of your hair now, but I'm sure I'll see you around. Why can't I buy this? Yeah, I'm sure. I'll see you around. This town is like 3 streets wide. You find yourself on Scarlet Hollow's desolate main street once again. Go to the town hall at the end of the main street. It thankfully isn't too hot outside. Your precious ice cream should be able to survive a little more time exploring the town. Oh yeah, true. I bought something cold. Didn't think about that. I see another cat! You know what happens there. What you find inside the elegant building is not a town hall, as was suggested by the letters carved in stone out front. Instead, you find something that looks more like a library. In fact, it is a library. The air is thick with the smell of old paper and fresh coffee. A man busies himself sorting books on a mobile shelf, and a cat lounges on a book cart. There is a group of teens gathered on the stairs, not sitting in chairs despite the prevalence of empty seats, as is their custom. They glance up at you with slight annoyance, as is also their custom. Hi there, I'm Oscar. If you need any help, just let me know. And I'm Pixel. I'm the cat. You'd better pet me. Of course I will. With a face like that. Oscar, clearly the librarian here, smiles at you from behind the shelf of books. But as his eyes focus on your face, the smile fades, replaced with a look of dawning resignation. Resignation? Recognition. Wait a minute. You must be... Never mind, sorry. Who is it, Dad? Do you know her? No, Rosalina, don't worry about it. Oh my god, wait. I heard somebody at school talking about how the long-lost Scarlet heir is coming back to town this week. You know, for the funeral. That must be her. The Scarlet heir? Is that true? But Becca, Miss Tabitha is the heir, right? Shut up, Alexis. I know what I heard. I think Alexis is right. I think Tabitha already owns the mines. Was that just a slip, or is that true? You're 13, Rosalina. Stop acting like you know things. Girls, please be nice to each other. Yes, this is Tabitha's cousin, and no, she isn't the true heir to the Scarlet Fortune, or anything like that. She's just here to pay respects to Miss Pearl-Anne. So much for not making you feel like we know everything about you. I have to imagine that's a bit uncomfortable, but welcome to Scarlet Hollow, Demetra. Give me a moment. I need to pet the cat first. You pet Pixel. He purrs loudly in response, leaning fully into your knuckles as you scratch underneath his chin. That's exactly right. A little to the left. Yes, good job. You're killing it. He gets too excited for a second and gives you an affectionate little bite, still purring a mile a minute. Whoa, sorry, got a little lost in the sauce there. I definitely won't do it again. Keep petting me and see. I definitely won't. You pull your hand away slowly before he can side your fun toy that he wants to try and disembowel. How adorable. It's creepy. I feel exposed. It's creepy to be so known. I feel exposed. If it's any consolation, all we really know is gossip, and it's mostly about your mum anyway. I was just a kid when your mum left, but I still remember what an uproar there was. You wouldn't believe some kind of the rumors where people were... Let me try that again. You wouldn't believe some of the rumors people were circulating. Our very own celebrity scandal. Hopefully folks in town will give you a chance to be your own person, not just treat all this as a continuation of old drama. But I suppose I should know better by now. I've dealt with my fair share. I know most folks have long memories and unforgiving temperaments. But they'll probably be nice enough to talk to, if the stuff they say behind your back that you have to look out for. Noted. Wait. Have you been at the center of small-town drama? I like to think that if you live in a town this small and don't wind up the topic of a few rumors, you aren't truly living. But yes, not to get too personal, coming back to town after college with a toddler and no wife did land me in the center of a lot of talk. You just live and let live. People will say what they say, and there's no point in being too concerned about it. The best comeback is a life well lived. Oh my god, Rosalina, is your dad weird with everybody? That was way too much. I don't think we're supposed to be listening. Well, he shouldn't trauma dump on strangers. Let Oscar speak. I'm happy to I'm happy to be dumped anything you want on me, Oscar. I'll talk to the cat. It's very nice to meet you, Pixel. You're much nicer than my cousin's cat. They're all looking at me now. Oscar looks concerned. There's another cat? Let me at him. I'm the only cat around these parts. This is Pixel's town. How did you know our cat's name? Oh, right. It must be on his collar. He doesn't have a collar, Dad? Oh, right. You must have heard about him from somebody else in town. Pixel is pretty well known around here, being the library cat and all. What do you think of these guys, Pixel? What's not to like? I'm living like a king over here. Why is your cat American and Tabitha's cat is French? What? There's another cat? I like to think that was canon, and Pixel just immediately forgot that I said that, and then just reacted to it again. Oh, right. I think Jenny told me Tabitha's cat is named Frou Frou. You're having a little laugh, I see. Please stop. Having a kid has really aged me. I don't get young people's humor anymore. Are you that much older than me? You think better of it, and turn your attention back to the humans. Now, I've already done the damage. I can't salvage this. Do you know my cousin? Well, everyone in towns like these kind of know each other. But I would say we're friends, or even acquaintances. I know of her, and presumably she knows of me. I hope she's doing alright. I know how hard it is to grapple with the loss of a parent, especially so young. It's disappointingly common up in these parts. People don't tend to get to the doctor until it's too late. Most of them live hard lives on top of that. It seems even Proland wasn't safe from the ravages of mountain life. He's still doing it! Did they just meet? He is right, though. Did your uncle die last year, Alexis? Yeah, he was pretty young, and he got cancer. This place really is cursed. Ugh, now you guys are doing it. I don't remember asking for a Greek chorus to chime in on my conversation, girls. Then don't talk so loud. Speaking of drama, do I? That Becca girl's kind of rude. I don't know, that feels like I'm sticking my nose in too much, although, I don't know. I shouldn't really be so concerned with good first impressions considering what I just did. Lower your voice, the teens can't hear you. I'm definitely not gonna reprimand somebody else's kid. It's not my job to tell her how she needs to be. The last thing I want is for her parents to come knocking, saying I yelled at their daughter. And I know I raised Rosalina to be a good kid, so I could count on her to be a positive influence on her peers. It's all about the long game with parenting. Ugh, how am I supposed to fill out this quiz with all this conversation going on? I thought libraries were supposed to be quiet. Come on, let's go to your place, Alexis. I feel like a 5-year-old when I hang out in the library anyway. Yeah, we could watch a movie in your basement. Do you think your parents would mind? I can ask. They never mind. Come on, let's go. The teens start towards the door, with Becca in the lead. Wait, Rosalino, when should I expect you back? We're doing a sleepover, right? I'll have to see. My mom was gonna make pot pies for dinner. That's okay. We can order a pizza. Their conversation fades as they walk out the door. Keep me posted. The big man had better stop that girl. I want to sleep on her pillow tonight, and it ain't fun if she's not there to steal it from. Teens, am I right? Finally an excuse to leave. Teens, am I right? You say knowingly, despite your lack of children. I'm sure I'll miss this when she's off at college. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. Anyway, I better go shelve these books before it gets too late, but feel free to stop by anytime. I'm always around. Everybody leave Pixel. Who's supposed to pet Pixel now? Big man only pays attention to papers. Aw. If I could, I'd spend a little bit longer. But unfortunately, I must plot. The plot needs to plot. You make your way back to Main Street. It looks like the sun's finally starting to set. Maybe you'll see if a sleepy southern town like Scarlet Hollow has a vibrant nightlife another day. But for now, you feel ready to head back to the estate. I guess we go home. You return to the dirt road, beginning the trek up towards the estate. As the sun sinks deeper into the horizon, the sky is flooded with orange and pink hues, the shadows around you darkening and stretching out over the path. The mountains seem to make night come quickly over here, their rounded hills blotting out the dying sun prematurely, casting the valley of Scarlet Hollow in an eerie autumn twilight. Pretty. You've had a long day. Between traveling and meeting all these strangers, the dusty bed that waits for you back at the estate is starting to sound very appealing. There's a sound on the path behind you. Hello? Oh, what's that? You turn back to the road but find nothing. You still seem to be alone. No, we're not. No, we're not. Hello? Someone there? Oh, there is! The thing takes a bold step from its hiding place, revealing itself and fixing you with a wild-eyed gaze. It's a mountain lion, and there's something horribly wrong with it. Very lumpy. I do not like. But this creature strikes you as more than merely ill. Looking into its eyes gives you the distinct impression that it isn't all there, almost as if it's something replacing it. It becomes you, it becomes you. It becomes you. Oh! It takes yet another step towards you, drool leaking from its slack mouth. Yeesh. A blood that runs and runs and runs, becomes itself, becomes nothing. A gardener cannot tend to empty soil. The hell are you talking about? I'm mystical, and even this is too much for me, apparently. Don't eat me, I'm all bones. Start filming. Quietly start filming. Okay. Quick, Disney princess your way out. You're sick. Let me help you. Not sick. See everything clearly. Oh god! It dashes forward with surprising speed, ears back and claws glinting. There's a heavy thump as it connects. You find yourself tumbling forward, pitching over the side of the road and rolling downhill. It's disorientating. You find it to be almost impossible to stop yourself. The incline too steep, every attempt ending in more scratches and bumps from the rough terrain of the mountainside. Ouch! You finally land with a breath-stealing thump in a small copse of trees, battered and bruised, bleeding from the thorny shrubbery, but not dead. Can I still continue this run with a broken spine? Is that possible? Your eyes are closed. You need them open. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started. And then... Oh! The evening air is pierced with the sound of a gunshot. Is that... The mountain lion is gone in a flash, leaving a thin trail of blood behind as it disappears into the dark woods beyond the path. As you gain your bearings, you realize that your ice cream is gone. No! Oh, that's tragic. You must have lost it in your fall. Damn! Nearly had the thing. And I nearly had you too. Who the hell are you and what are you doing out here? Looking to get shot? Is that a threat? You saved my life! And you ruined my shot. I nearly had the damn thing before. Wait a tick. There's something awfully familiar about you. He looks you up and down with his good eye. You're that Scarlet kid everyone's been saying was gonna show. Well, I apologize for my briskness. And I'm sorry for you and Miss Tabitha's loss. You can call me Duke. Duke seems to think for a moment, glancing up at the darkening sky. You better not keep walking around on your own out here, not with that thing on the prowl. I'd hate to think anything might happen to you without me around to save your skin. Tell you what. Tell you what. Tag along with me while I finish what we started, and I'll be sure to get you home safe. I'd wager Miss Tabitha would appreciate somebody looking out for you. I still don't think she'd approve. There's something wrong with that mountain lion. Yeah, it was rambling all sorts of, freaky things. There's something wrong with that mountain lion. It's probably got the cancer. Had all them lumps. Doesn't mean it's any less dangerous. If I had to guess, I'd say it's more deadly than ever now that it sees death coming for it. As you well know. When's the last time you heard of a mountain lion attacking anybody? Especially on this side of the continent. You're one of the lucky few. So don't ruin it by going off and dying alone in the woods after God did you a favor. Well... let's get the son of a bitch. I'm scared, I want to go home. I appreciate you looking out for me too. Thanks. Didn't you already thank me? You ain't one of them folks who won't shut up about thanking someone who helped them once, are you? I guess I'll take note of that then. My bad. It don't matter. Stick with me and we'll make sure it doesn't get the chance to take a chunk out of anybody. I don't like the thought of a man-eater like that around my town. You and Duke make your way into the dark woods, following the trail of blood the mountain lion left behind. Before long, the sun is completely set, and the two of you find yourselves in near total darkness. Though Duke has a flashlight, he uses it sparingly, letting you both adjust to the starlight ahead. Instead, every sound feels deafening as the two of you pick your way through the underbrush. Every snapping twig could be the deadly paws of the thing that hunted you. Every rustling leaf the herald of a vicious attack. Though you know deep down it's probably nothing but squirrels and shrews. Until you hear the unmistakable sound of something large, shifting among the falling leaves. Gotcha! The old man quietly steps forward, gun held at the ready. What the hell? It's a Stellar and a Gretchen. Duke, you scared me. What are you doing out here so late? Stella, I'd ask you the same, but I'm sure I know what has you slinking around after dark. Do you know how close I came to putting a hole in you? But you didn't. No harm, no foul. Hey, Demetra. Weird to see you out here so late. Does Tabitha know you're with Duke? No, it's probably the least. It's probably the person that she'd expect me with least. And you stink of mountain lion. Oh, what a smell. And there's something else mixed in there. Something fake. It could drive a dog to madness. It makes you want to bite and tear. She thrashes in Stella's arms, but Stella holds her close, stilling her frenzied attack. Whoa, calm down, girl. You know Demetra. Again, can we appreciate this? Yes. So savage. Oh my, I do apologize. How unladylike of me. I simply can't stand the smell of those things. I swear it gets so hard to hold on to her when she gets like this. Sometimes it feels like she's only geriatric when she wants to be. It's alright, little lady. You're safe so long as you got your mama looking after you. Unlike you, Stella, if you decide to keep on doing whatever it is you're doing out here, I think you'll find these words ain't agreeable tonight. Demetria here had a run-in you wouldn't believe. So just go on home, and save all this for some other night. Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, just know that it was bad, okay? You should listen to Duke and go home. Can't just say that and expect me to miss out on finding whatever you saw. This is the kind of thing I live for. And it'll be the kind of thing you die for if you ain't careful. What was it like? Was it tall and hairy? How stinky was it? Would you describe what you saw as being a skunk-like ape? Get that camera out of my face. It weren't no ape. The only important thing is that it was sick, and sick animals are nothing to be trifled with. So if you don't want your last video to be found 20 years from now next to a pile of your bones in the den of some long-dead creature, you best get out of these woods. That would be so cool. No, it would not. Your mama and daddy are spinning their graves here to talk like that. If they ain't around to stop you, then I'll take on that responsibility. Go on, get! The old man shoos her away. Fine, fine, I'll go. You recognize something in her smirk. She has no intention of going home. As Stella and Duke both root themselves in their stubborn insistence, an existential dread begins to settle in your spine. Something fated has been locked in stone. Somebody here is going to die tonight. Oh boy. Sure, I'll say it. We all need to get out of these woods right now. If we don't, someone here is going to die tonight. Why even try to warn them? Fate is fate. There is no resisting it. You know this. Oh, you're just shook up from earlier. No one's gonna die. Except the mountain lion, of course. And Miss Richmond here if she doesn't keep to her word. No, I'm totally going home. Just like I said. Thanks, Duke. Later, Demetria. Let me know if you see anything cool. Oh, I suppose it's time to go. So long, darlings, and good luck with that wretched pest. And with that, she's off. It's just you and Duke in the dark woods once again. Me and Duke. Damn, we've been stopped too long, now the old hip is starting to voice its complaints. There's an overlook just up this way. Let's sit a spell. I brought a few whittles along, if you're peckish. You find your way along the narrow path and emerge in a rocky outcropping overlooking the dark forest. The sky above is smeared with stars, more than you have ever seen before. How cozy! Duke interrupts the serenity of the scene with his old man grunts, folding his creaky joints as he settles on a nearby log. He starts rustling through a small pack you hadn't noticed he was carrying, pulling out some beef jerky and a couple of beers. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky, and as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself, but I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. Just a tick. I'm serious about that feeling I got, Duke. Something bad's gonna go down tonight. It ain't gonna put stock in the superstition whims of a stranger. Besides, you had a run-in with that critter. It ain't the sort of thing a person should just let live. This goes beyond protecting my livestock now. Fine, take it. You take one of Duke's cold ones. It's more like a somewhat cool one after so many hours outside, but you crack it open nonetheless, offer him a gesture of cheers, and take a sip. It's cheap beer, but it's refreshing. It's watery. Earthy tastes mingling well with the crisp mountain air, putting you somewhat more at ease. Duke seems slightly more at ease now, too, seemingly happy to not be drinking alone. A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. Oh, yes, as we are. I wonder who that could be. It feels like a presence you felt at the back of your neck for as long as you can remember. Only now it's present. Closer. Would you say throughout our entire life? Oh, then he's gone. You scan the tree line, but whatever might be out there is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me, or does it feel like we're being watched right now? That's just nature. We'll get used to it. I didn't know there were mountain lions here. If you ask most people, there ain't. But everybody who lives deep enough in the hills has a story or two about seeing one. Not that anybody believes us. And if we don't manage to bag that son of a bitch, you'll have one of them stories too. And then you'll get the rare pleasure of telling people what you've seen with your own two eyes and never having anybody believe you. Should we be drinking in this situation? Isn't it dangerous? It's just a Bud Light. It ain't moonshine. Anybody who gets drunk off a Bud Light is drinking it wrong. I find it helps keep my aim steady. Lowers the nerves just enough to shake the tremor out of my trigger hand. Yeah, I'll have some of that jerky. Yeah, I'm straight, you will. You take a laborious bite of that jerky, straining your jaw as it fights back, but you manage to tear off a leathery piece. It's not especially flavorful, but it is very satisfying, like how you imagine old Tommy War rations might taste. Oh, there's a lot of questions to ask. Perfect. Seems like you and Stella go way back. What do you think of her? What do I think? I think she's a nice young lady, and she's been through a lot in her short time on this earth. He lets a conspicuous... Really? He lets a conspicuous silence fall between the two of you. You could tell me more, I won't tattle. I wouldn't usually be one to talk ill of anyone behind their back. But I've said this to her face, I may as well let it be known. She's on thin ice with me. She heard I was talking about the mountain lion that's been after my chickens, so she did a video talking about him. Asked me all sorts of questions about what I've seen. Only to turn around and slander my name. She made me look like some crackpot in that video of hers. I may as well have been talking about Bigfoot. I read all them comments, too, and they had plenty to say about that crazy old man and his made-up stories. But lo and behold, now you've seen it too. And I have my doubts she'll believe you either. She'll talk you up and down about all manner of mythical creatures, but draws the line at something that has some actual truth to it. Rather... She's nice. She seems nice. She's pushy. She seems so nice, and I like her dog. Sounds to me like she hasn't quite figured out the effects her actions have on other people. Yep, I suppose you've hit the nail on the head there. I know she didn't mean to sick all her little fans on me, but it happened. And she ain't apologized for it more than lip service. I know she's a much kinder soul than that might suggest. So it must be she don't know how much it stung to read all that. Maybe she's too used to that sort of thing herself. The big question. That thing about our parents rolling in their graves, are they both dead? Yes, they are. God rest their souls. Car accident a while back. Poor thing was there through it all. All three of them left town together, and she was the only one who came back. She's taken it well, all things considered. Besides a few quirks she picked up. I've heard she needs convincing when you need to get her in a car. Can't be pleasant for her to live like that, but to each their own. I was wondering, how did you find me? I've been on that thing's trail all day. I've got myself a personal vendetta. It's been after my chickens. I've seen it around my property a few times now, and the next day I always have a bird or two missing. Those birds is like family to me. I raised them from eggs. They know me by sight, like I'm their daddy. So it means something to me when some creature sets their sights on my hens. That thing shoots to the top of my list of enemies. And I suppose it seems some commonalities between you and my chickens. I didn't expect to find a near stranger out there on the wrong end of that thing. But I'm glad I did, for your sake. About what you said earlier, why did everyone think I wasn't going to come for the funeral? That be Miss Perlan's doing. She was never very kind when talking about your side of the family. Bless her heart, and God rest her soul, of course. But she told everybody your side of the family had sworn off Scarlet Hollow and everyone who lived here, so nobody around these parts thought we'd seen much of you. You're from here? What do you think about Scarlet Hollow? What do I think? You might as well be asking what I think of the air I breathe or the dirt I'm standing on. How am I supposed to know? I'm in it. I should be the one asking you. What do you think of our town? It traps people, and it doesn't like letting them go. That's why I'm here. It finally got me back. I think it's beautiful. Let's not be as heavy yet. I think it's beautiful. Damn right. That was the correct answer. I think we'll just go down the questions. So, Duke, tell me about yourself. You want to know about me? I can't say I know what there is to tell. I've got a beautiful wife, Irma, who I love to hell and back. We've got our boy Bo and our little farm. And our closest neighbor is that bastard Julius Tremaine. But that's neither here nor there. Tell me, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen? What? I've seen the one about the size of a large pumpkin. I've only ever seen it at the grocery store. I have never seen a pumpkin. What do I look like to you? I get the feeling you want to show me a large pumpkin. Damn right. And not just any pumpkin, the biggest pumpkin I'll bet you'll ever see. Feast your eyes on this beautiful lady. Duke pulls out his wallet, flipping it open to a photograph of a very, very large pumpkin. Big Betty, my biggest yet. Me and Bo are taking her down to the fair this week, aiming to take home the blue ribbon. Oh wow, that is huge. How did it get so big? Patience and dedication, and a whole lot of water. Oh, and chicken muck, which of course we got plenty of. Less lately with the mountain lion, but if we don't manage to track it down tonight, it don't look like that thing is long for this world. One way or another, it will soon cease to be on my list of problems. How the hell are you getting that thing to the fair? We got ourselves a hay lifter, and of course Bo is a big help. That boy is built like a bull. We tend to put him on the other end of the lift as a counterweight. That ain't to say it's easy. We've lost one or two over the years from mishandling. Not showstoppers like Betty, of course, but it still stung. Big Bay is gonna be one of the most tragic things in this story, isn't it? Even now, we got the hang of things, it's still gonna give me a heart attack to see her lifted up and not know whether something might go wrong. Let's see. I tried growing a tomato once. I couldn't even do that. You must be a very skilled farmer. I am indeed, and soon enough, I'll have me a ribbon saying as much. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a glimpse of her when she's on her way out of town. It really is something you need to see with your own eyes. Pictures don't do her justice. It really wants me to say I've been kidnapped. What do you think of Tabitha? You can be honest. Since I'm just going around asking opinions of my cousin, even the cat. I have asked the cat. You say that as if I would have a bad word to say about her. I think she knows the value of hard work, and I think she and your whole family have been the lifeblood of this town for longer than I've been alive. And they're the whole reason any new jobs come out this way that ain't just some tourist bull crap. We have the Scarlets to thank that this place ain't just a glorified theme park like some other towns I could name. I don't want to be a local flavor character selling my produce at some cutesy farm stand to folks up from the city who think they want homegrown goods but then get nervous if they see a brown spot. So I am grateful to Miss Tabitha, and will hear no slander to her good name. Oh wow, you might be one of the few. Nobody else seems to give her that, Oh, wait. You feel so much more like the kind of person I expected to find out here. Like you really belong. You call me a stereotype? I'm just joking. I know I picked up some habits that folks around here tend to pass around. At least I ain't on the meth. That's the next generation's troubles. I just chew my tobacco and drink my beer and leave it at that. I will say, though, things ain't like they used to be around here. Kids grow up online and lose their accents because they want to sound like somebody else. They move away and come back with a big head on their shoulders, talking down to their elders just because they went off and got themselves some expensive degree. At least my beau's a solid mountain boy. He'll be sitting on the porch with a beer watching the sun go down over the hills every night. There was every Callaway that came before him. Until I came along. Potentially. Unless somebody comes around and stirs that up. He knows there's no shame in the country life. You know what? Sit in silence and enjoy your beer. You choose to let a comfortable silence fall between you, gazing up at the glistening sky and enjoying the night as you slowly sip your beer. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's the kind of sight that makes you realize why so many generations that came before you wrote mythologies to describe their patterns. There's so much beauty here, despite the fear that still hangs heavy in the air, knowing what might lurk beyond the tree line. The mountain lion or something else? But the tranquility doesn't last long. The harsh sound of a vibrating cell phone pierces the night air. You're getting a call. It's your cousin. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. If you pick up, it might cut your evening short, for better or for worse. You could always text her and say that you aren't in the middle of the woods next to a loaded gun and hunting down a man-eating cougar. With an old man... I feel like I should. Something is telling me I should. We'll be good for now. Good-ish. Demetra? Where did you go? Are you dead? Yes! I'm not even going to think about that one. Yes! Haha, you're so funny. You asked me. God, your reception is awful. Are you out in the woods? Did you manage to get lost? Who is that? Is that Miss Tabitha? There's a sound nearby. A scuffling. And then... What in the... Look, I don't know if you know this, since the big city only has trees with little fences around them, or whatever, but wandering around in the woods at night is dangerous. Get back to town. Now. Don't you worry, Miss Tabitha. We'll get Demetra back to you safe and sound. I'll be sure of that. Aw, Duke. Okay. Oh my god, it could be such a little... Something cool's about to happen. I'll see you in town. Bye. Maybe I should. Oh god, Tabitha, the reception's so bad. Hello, I can't hear you. You said you're not picking me up in town and it's best to go directly back to the estate. I'm losing you, Tabitha. I didn't say any... Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. It's sweet and kind. A bed of flowers, a nice wind, a gentle gardener. What? That must be my birdie. She's still alive. If only you could hear what she's saying. The old man takes a step towards the tree line. Get your thieving little hands off her! Oh, it's got her. Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand. Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand, crashing through the brush. Damn, that thing is fast! Which way did it go? There's an odd sound nearby, though it isn't the sound of whatever the two of you were chasing. Duke stops mid-stride to listen, and you stop to listen as well. It's a human voice. Oh dear. Damn it, I know that voice. There appears to be some kind of growth. I've never seen anything like it. Jeez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? The two of you emerge in the clearing, revealing what Stella had been filming so intently. It's Bertie, her little chicken body panting desperate breaths as she lies in a crumpled heap at Stella's feet. Bertie! Oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? A new beginning. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. God, they're all unhinged. Duke, I just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. I'll second that. Poor thing. Why can't you be a normal YouTuber? Stella, I don't think you should put this online. Demetra was right. Nobody had to see her like this. Sorry, Duke. It's just, you know, my job. It's cruel is what it is. Bertie don't deserve to be made into some online sideshow. Oh, hello. Fusion options. The things all these animals have been saying tonight, it's like they're going through some kind of religious experience. Yeah. Slightly unnerving. The hell are you on about? What a horrid thing to witness. It's like they're all gone mad. If this happens to me, I would want to live like that. You were joking about being able to talk to Gretchen earlier. You're still joking, right? We should maybe talk more about that later. Did Did you see the thing that got a hold of her? I sure did. I got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. It's not of this world, that's for certain. What a disgusting thing that was. Unappetizing in every sense of the word. I guess you better look at the chicken. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Look at the head. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Can't hide from me. I can see you. I can smell you. Sick, sick creature. Are you talking about me? Are you referring to me? The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of the chicken's concerns. The old becomes the new. I've never flown, but now I soar. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up too. Little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. There was a hesitance in Stella's voice. She doesn't seem the type to intentionally hurt animals, but it's dark out there. Maybe she stepped on it without noticing it was there. Look at the growth. Oh. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop, and she'll be right as rain in a couple of days. Happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know, Duke. Have you ever had a little thing growing inside of it? Whilst growing on you? That is something. I don't know. It kind of looks like there's something in there. And it's kind of big already. It smells like it should be buried somewhere deep. My senses scream out that there's an abomination. Oh, Stella, please don't get too close. Can you hear the birth that dwells within me? Can you hear the way it roars and thunders? Whatever it might be, you know better than to investigate this lump any closer. You've seen horror movies. And now you're in a horror game! Lucky you! You back away from the chicken, your curiosity eclipsed by your instinct for self-preservation. Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things that's gonna pop out of her? What a horrid thought! No, no, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs that thing drained. Maybe some antibiotics, that's all. Oh, I'm sorry, Duke. This is just like that mountain lion. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper, but then a guttural moan, and then another, and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. This place is cursed. Leave and never return. Oh. Get away. Ah. I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, honestly. That's creepy. I love how creepy that is. Ooh, so spooky. There's something out there, all around us. I can smell it. There are so many of them. Do you hear that? There's so many voices, and all of them are telling us to leave. Oh, yes, I hear that. But are they really saying something? I can't make anything out. She starts filming again. Come on, Bertie. Let's get you home. As Duke scoops up the injured that was right in my ear. As Duke scoops up the injured Bertie, the voices in the trees intensify. Well, that's very clear now. They are telling us to get out. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded. The strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? The gardeners come to mend and nurture. Let me blossom and sprout. Let me become. Don't you step another foot closer, I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. The man hesitates and the thing steps forward, fixing what seemed to be its eyes on Bertie, tucked under Duke's arm. Stella! Stella! There's another one! Oh no, Gretchen! Gretchen! You and Stella turn just in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. I love this new artwork, by the way. It's so intense. Oh my god! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet, and then chaos. Oh god. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs its shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Bertie, with oddly joined limbs. While Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Stella! Stella! Shit! Shit! Get your grubby little hands off my bird! Oh god, I'm... save. Panic save. Okay. I think, since this is not our canon, this is not our main playthrough, I think it's best we do an alternative choice here. And Duke did save our lives in this one, so I really should repay my debt, I think. Oh god, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm so sorry, Gretchen. We'll save you in the next one. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm repaying my debt. This is my doomed playthrough. Oh. Forgive me. You rush forward, shoving the awful thing away from Duke and Bertie. Your hands collide with the smooth, doughy, unstructured flesh. It feels like you've just shoved a loose bag of organs. Oh. Tuck that thing away, please. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispering tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Oh! Good shot. And now it lies in a heap on the ground, its malformed insides oozing out on the dead leaves. Well, I guess we know what the inside of these things look like now. Got him! Damn thing. Gretchen! Oh, Gretchen, I'm so sorry. You both turn just in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Stella wastes no time in diving after her, rushing headlong into the dark woods. By the way, this music? Amazing. Damn it, Stella! Come on, we can't lose her! The two of you chase after her, following Stella in her pursuit of the thing that stole her dog. Good God, there's a ton of the damn things! You and Duke push to keep pace with Stella's desperate footfalls, doing your best to ignore the sudden abundance of pale faces leering at you from the trees. What the hell are they? Where are they coming from? Ah, Gretchen! His question is seemingly answered when you burst through the trees and into a clearing. Stella, too, was stopped by the sight and smell of what has been arranged here. She stands with you at its edge, overlooking the bizarre pattern of animal corpses, their rot flavouring the air. The way that they've been arranged into a spiral as well. I like it. Very Junji Ito of you. Gretchen is among them, the newest addition to the ring, lying paralysed and whimpering under one of the creatures. Its pale, doughy form is crouched protectively on over its catch. It has already started its work. Oh god, we even have to hear it from Gretchen as well. I hate it. Stella, I can't see you, but I smell you. Stella, my darling, you feel so worried. If only you could see what I see now. The ground's gone bad, but the gardeners are here to fix it. Gretchen! She tries to step forward, but Duke holds her back. We need to save her. Can't we shoot? Can we shoot it? I say we can shoot it. We just have to grab her. Can we? I mean, I can at least try. No, she'll be okay, right? She'll be fine. We just have to grab her. She'll be just like Bertie soon, won't she? Figures appear at the edges of the clearing. They are surrounding you. We'd better get a move on one way or another. Standing around ain't doing us any favors. Duke, hand me your shotgun. Shit. Duke cautiously hands off the gun to Stella. She levels it at her dog. Not at Gretchen! She's not gonna get like that. I won't let it happen. Oh, Gretchen, stop! Stop! Soon flowers will bloom from the desolate earth. I can smell them already. If only you could smell them too, then you wouldn't be so sad. Can I at least offer to do it? Stella, you shouldn't have to do this. Let me do it for you. Stella does not respond. Stella, don't cry. Everything is going to be okay. Because everything has always been okay. And everything will be okay. Because everything has always been... Ah! She only hesitates for a moment before pulling the trigger. The shots ring out over the clearing. The creatures scatter at the sudden noise, and the three of you run as well, driven by the feeling that they won't be gone long. Their voices still murmur in the trees around you. I want you to know that I absolutely hate what I just did. But we are on the doomed playthrough, aren't we? As the title said, we are here to suffer. My truck's parked out on the trail. Let's get the hell out of here. Duke leads the charge back through the woods, but the creature clearly aren't done with you. They fill the woods around the path, leading out with grasping hands, their stares fixed on Bertie. They want Bertie, Duke! They can want what they want, it don't mean they're gonna get it. Get out while you can. Believe me, we're trying. You make it to the end of the road, but three of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. Please, please, you damn me, let me go home, let me go home. Get away from Stolen from them, you have to give them back what's theirs. I don't think either of them will like me saying that very much, so... What are you waiting for, Duke? Shoot them! Get out while you can. Duke, You know what they're here for. Is this what you want? Is this what you want, you sons of bitches? Fine, fine, take her. Take her and leave us be. Duke. I, skipped that. Okay, I didn't skip that. Now, Stella, I know you got trouble with vehicles, but I won't hear any nonsense about you walking back to town, you hear? Get in the truck. You sense the slightest bit of hesitation as Stella pauses on the path next to you. Okay. Okay. You better not die. For the rest of this run, you better not die, Duke, for what we sacrificed. You squeeze into Duke's tiny two-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear shift. For such a gregarious person, Stella is eerily quiet right now. I mean, with good reason. I'm so sorry about Gretchen. She doesn't respond. Give her space to grieve, Demetra. There'll be plenty of time for talking when that's what she wants to do. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but remains focused on the wilderness rolling past the window. So I guess it was the mountain lion getting at your chickens. Yeah, I guess not. Can't say I know what I'm supposed to do with that information, though. Suppose the boy and I are in for some long nights guarding the rest of them from them things. Duke, I don't think Stella's doing okay right now. Of course she ain't. Best not to bother her just yet. Let's get out of these woods before something else tries to come after us. He glances over to Stella, his hard face softening slightly. It'll be just a few more minutes. You'll be alright. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires give way to an even pavement, and the truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Oh. Here we are, Stella. Safe and sound. You gonna be alright tonight? Yeah, of course. I'm fine. Too wound up for sleep, though. I don't know about you two, but I need answers. It's a long shot, but my friend's mum is a weird hippie lady, and she knows all about local wildlife. And local myths and legends. Maybe we would have some idea if those things were. I say we go over and show her what we have. Are you guys with me? Hell no! I'm a God-fearing man. I don't go to that witch woman for nothing. Besides, my bed is crying out to me. I need sleep before I give anything that happened tonight another thought. The only reason I'm still here is to deliver Demetra to Miss Tabitha as requested. She said she'd be around here somewhere. Where have you been? Tabby, hey! Stella, I'm trying to talk to my cousin. I called you over an hour ago. How did you manage to get that lost? I'm afraid it's my fault, ma'am. The woods were not as safe as they usually are, and we got ourselves a little turned around out there. But there's no need to fear. I made sure your cousin was in one piece every step of the way, despite the best efforts of the local wildlife. That is true. Duke did do his job. Demetra, has this man been harassing me? No! This dude saved my life. Stella, is that true? I wasn't there for that part, but I believe it. Duke is that kind of guy. Okay, but don't think surviving whatever happened out there means you can make this a nightly event. Your cousin sighs heavily. I thought I could leave you alone for 2 seconds, since you're supposedly an adult, but clearly you need more supervision than that. You know, Tabby, I was just suggesting we head over to Kanika's mum and ask her what she thinks we saw in the woods tonight. You should come too. Sybil? Absolutely not. It's late. I'm taking Demetria home. Good night, Stella, and Farmer. The name's Duke, ma'am. Wait, Stella, where's your dog? Please, it already hurts enough. Oh, she's no longer with us, Miss Tabitha. Oh. She was pretty old though, right? You knew it was coming sooner or later. Tabitha! Yeah. Can I say that? Am I able to say that? Tabitha, we really need to tell you what happened tonight. You wouldn't believe what we saw. The woods were full of those weird lumpy things. They were kind of like gnomes, but... Gnomes? You're right, I wouldn't believe it. Let's go ahead and skip to the part at the end where I say it was probably nothing, and you're all overreacting. If you pardon the correction, ma'am, these kids are telling the honest truth. There was some strange things out there. I ain't never seen like before. Okay, if these gnome things have you all so freaked out, don't go into the woods. Very easy. Jesus, Tabitha, she just lost her dog. Don't be a dick about it. What? You mean like tonight? A silence falls across the group. Jeez, I didn't know, okay? Look, I'm sorry. Yeah, you didn't know. But the woods are dangerous right now, Tabby. Well, all the more reason my cousin shouldn't be in them. The woods aren't my problem, and they're not your problem either, Demetra. Now come on, I'm tired, and so are you. Bedtime. Pleasure to see you as always, Miss Tabitha, and sorry for your loss. Tabitha doesn't respond as she escorts you towards her old BMW. Stella and Duke's voices fade away as you walk down the dark street with your cousin. Thankfully, there are no odd owl-like voices echoing out of the woods either. The night fills with the comforting song of crickets. And the... Excuse me? Excuse me? You and Tabitha step into her car. It feels like a lifetime since you've been in this seat, but the truth is, it's been fewer than 12 hours. The smell inside is awfully comforting, like there's some bone-deep recognition that smells like family. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Oh god! Demetra, welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. Oh, she gets a good old look at him here. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. Well, at least she won't call us crazy. Or something. Who is that? Why did you know my name? Just one of the miners being dramatic. Everyone here knows your name. I'm sure you've noticed that. It's not a big deal. There was recognition in her eyes when she saw the man, and a distinct fear. There's something wrong with this town? Yeah, I'm beginning to feel that. You should have run that guy over for scaring us, Torment lesson. Can you imagine? You knew that guy, didn't you? She rolls her eyes, attempting to maintain her composure. I know all the miners. I run the mines, remember? That face is not convincing me. As she turns on the engine, her keys rattle, betraying the fresh tremor in her hands. There are details she's omitting. You both ride in silence back up to the estate. The stars vaguely illuminate its hulking shape, perched on the cliffside. Despite the warm porch light, it feels even more abandoned than it did during the day, its windows dark and lifeless. Well, see you in the morning. Wait, hang on, Tabitha. Tabitha, why would you just believe me that something weird is going on here? I just don't think you need to be worrying about that kind of thing, especially if you stick with me. We can, we can use the buddy system, and the estate can be your buddy. There, that solves that problem. Love her smile. Duke didn't want to talk to that Sybil lady either. Is there something weird about her? She's a hippie, that's all. He's being sensible. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. I'm sure she was going to take you all dead seriously and say she knew exactly what saw out there and that it's some mythical creature just like Stella hoped, and give you tea about it. Waste of time. I don't really want to impose. You sure you don't want to stay out with me for a little bit? We could talk. Not tonight. I've had a long day, and so have you. Good night. Well, she didn't turn us down very strongly. That's something. That's progress. Your cousin heads upstairs, giving you a dismissive wave as she makes her way to her bedroom. You follow suit, climbing up the creaky stairs to your own waiting bed with its ancient, dusty sheets. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. But now, you're safe, and you're warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing bad but dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Wow. Well, that was episode 1 of the updated Scarlet Hollow, The Roads Untraveled. I really enjoyed this branch from the one where you are roped in with Stella and you get to meet everyone through her first thing. I really enjoyed talking to Duke, the fact that we got to introduce ourselves to Kanika and Oscar earlier on. And I really am a fan of just how much the horror was amped up in this episode. The scene with the mountain lion is definitely a highlight for me. And that with the mystical and talk to animals traits paired together, all those scenes just hit super differently now. They are 10 times more eerie, 10 times more just uncomfortable, and I loved it. And with that, I wish you all happy horrors. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.